Jack Eichel signing an 8-year, $13.5 million deal down in Vegas. That's an extension. He's getting paid more than McDavid.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, how much nervousness or angst is there to say, I don't care what the other guy just signed for, the best player in the world. I want more than that guy.
Mm-hmm. In a tax-free state on top of it all.
Right. We always hear about that. And today, Kyle Connor signed an 8-year extension in Winnipeg for $12 million per. So Marner, Rantanen, Connor, $12 million. Kaprizov, $17 million. I don't know really how that adds up, but it does, and they're all locked in. And Eichel, to his credit, that's a lot of money. Wonder how MItch Marner feels about that Eichel's making $1.5 million more per year than him. Think Mitch is okay with that?
Pretty well out there. Do you think any of them pulled the Phil Kessel where he said this has got to get done before the start of the season, or I don't? It wasn't Phil's demand, get this done before opening night, or I don't talk to anybody?
I think that's correct, because we were in Montreal when they signed it.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal.
8 times 8 or something, didn't he?
Yeah, it was. 8 times 8 for Phil, and that was 10 years ago.
Building around a winger. How'd that work out?
But it just seems like these deals are getting done at the last minute. You wonder if any of those guys said, once the puck drops, I don't really want to talk contract. So they're all like trickling in, getting done now.
Yeah, it seems reasonable to suggest that. Also, if this was going to happen, again, why not do it in July or August? I mean, I don't know if everyone just leaves and they say, let's reset in September and we'll figure it out, or the framework's been established and they just got to work on some small details. But why does it have to come down to the wire? You know, like Eichel was 13.5. Was Vegas dead set on 13.25 up until an hour ago? Then they finally said, fine, we'll give you that extra $250,000 a year. Like, why does it have to be right before puck drop tonight for all these players?
Like every editor in the world, why do you have to file right at deadline? You know, like, because you got the time, right? And the deadline kind of drives motivation. It drives inspiration. And and it probably does, to your point, it probably does iron out the details. You can't make a decision about, are we going to give him 13.25 or 13.5? You have to make that decision, and the deadline does it.
I guess so. And all these guys, again, they're extensions. So 8-year deals, really they're committed for 9 years to their respective teams. And I'm sure they all have no movement clauses. And what has happened here is it's a consistent theme in the NHL that players are just not leaving, right?
I can't believe it, man. Like, back in the day, everybody was like, I'm going to sniff around and test it. 3 guys played for the same team, suited up for 20 years in a row in Pittsburgh last night. Unheard of. But it seems like they all want to do it. I just want to stay. I want to stay long term. That's very new in the National Hockey League. Before it was like no loyalty for the player. They couldn't wait to just test it out and see what else was out there. These guys love staying.
They love staying, and their GMs love keeping them.
Yes.
And again, I understand it with these players. Like, I get why you'd want to keep Eichel and Kyle Connor, and Matthias Ekholm signed an extension in Edmonton today, and Kaprizov's a great player. I get it, but it is strange that both sides are just totally committed. Let's just keep the band together, and everyone's happy, and let's not even contemplate change.
Yeah, like not one GM said, you know what? Maybe this guy's going to stink in a couple years, and I don't want to be a part of it. Not one GM has thought of that. They all got to get these deals done, because some of them are going to stink. And it's going to be ugly the last 3 or 4 years of the deal, potentially. But they all get done.
They all got done. Brock Besser went back to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yes.
After all that.
Yeah.
Look, I think the Kaprizov one is like an outlier, right? Like that's $17 million. That's a strange set of circumstances where the owner is involved. The owner is making a ground pronouncement a year ago that we're going to sign this guy and we're going to get it done. And that puts basically just money in the pocket of the agent, right? The agent is just like, we got him right where we want him. Don't worry. You don't have to do a thing, Kirill. Like, they're going to pay you whatever you want. And that one is just, a market where, he was a homegrown guy, drafted 5th round, done everything they've asked. They gave him way too much money. And guess what? He wanted the money. But McDavid's a different beast, right? Like McDavid is...
Well, that's an outlier on the other end, Fess. Like, no one else does that.
Nobody else does it. Nobody else plays like him, and nobody else thinks like him. Because I was talking to Kaz on his show earlier today. Like, people should realize, like, all these guys like to point to their agent and say, my agent made me do it. Like talk to him.
Yeah.
He's the guy that negotiates my contract. McDavid and Matthews have the same agent. And Matthews didn't take any hometown discounts last time he signed.
No, he didn't. And he did sign a short-term deal, just like Connor. And they're both going to be up at the same time, which is pretty fascinating that McDavid and Matthews will both be free agents at the same time.
Man, people love talking about that. Those guys just being up at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's getting a lot of play. Whether they're going to team up some, I don't know. It's just
yeah, they are. I mean, and again, same agent, I guess. But if they stay consistent like everyone else in the league, they'll just re-up where they're playing. Like, the only guy that's really left is Marner. Like, at that level,
right,
of a player of, like, the status of the guys we're talking about here, only Marner is left.
You really think McDavid, after signing a 2-year extension and giving the team a 3-year window, very awesome, he loves winning, all that, you think if it doesn't work, he's just going to continue to re-up, Hayes?
I doubt it. I don't think so. I don't think so. But what if it does work? What if they're doing what Florida's doing right now and they win back-to-back cups? He's going to leave? Or is he going to hang on for the party? Is he going to stick around for the dynasty and build the dynasty up? 3 years is a long time. It's a long time for everybody. And again, Matthews no different. Those guys won't be young anymore.
No,
that's another thing. When they come up, like, there's this belief, well, they'll just sign for 8 years at that time and get $25 million. Is that smart business? We'll see.
They've been in the league for 12, 13 years at that time.
Right. Like, we will see what happens at that point, but that might be the turning point of what we're talking about here, where the teams say, we just can't do that. Like, you had your time where you wanted your short-term deals. Now we need our short-term deals.
Right.
We'll pay at that level for another 3 or 4 years. We can't pay it to you for 8.
And look, like, a lot of this, like, you throw out the Kaprizov one, but all these other ones where you talk about guys staying, the teams have won. Like, the Golden Knights have won with Jack Eichel as their guy, right? I mean, obviously, Edmonton hasn't quite won, but to go to 2 Cup finals, it shows that you're on the doorstep. And so why would you leave at that point? You want to see it through. You go on down the list, like, all the guys come back to Florida because Florida's winning. All the why did the big 3 in Pittsburgh stay the big 3 in Pittsburgh? Because they won 3 cups, right, together. I mean, the only reason Marner's not here is because the Leafs didn't win anything. Like, he'd be here for sure if the Leafs had been a conference finalist maybe once, I would guess.
I think you're probably right. It'd be a very different tone, and the mood around everyone would be very different.
You guys think it only would have took a conference final for MItch Marner to still be a Maple Leaf?
Yeah. I mean, look, Dougie Gilmour and Wendell Clark walk around town like heroes. They never made it past the conference finals.
I guess you're right.
That's what's crazy about this Jays team right now. Everyone reveres the 15-16 teams for obvious reasons. The Jays are 1 win away from matching that.
Yeah.
They win tonight. They have done the exact same thing Batista did and Donaldson did and Edwin did. And now those guys did back-to-back, and same thing with the Leaf teams. They did it 93 and 94.
Right.
They were magical runs, and it was a bit of a different world and time at that point. But I do think a conference final at least gets the flies off you.
For sure.
For sure, it puts a different, it changes your reputation a little bit, and certainly your resume.